I would say what happened on NXT with Liv, Raquel, and Rhea was great, and I don't want to get too picky about it, but I do kind of wish that it had happened on Raw because we've talked about the audiences not always like translating from Raw and SmackDown to NXT and vice versa. But this was such a huge moment for this storyline. And so it's kind of a shame that it happened on NXT, and a lot of the people that watch Raw every single week might not have seen it, because I think this is something that is their story needed something like this to happen. I don't necessarily mean that it had to involve an injury or something, but their
Yeah, broken
story
orbital bone.
yeah,
Jesus.
their story needed some sort of spicing up. We've talked about it on here a lot, that people are getting bored of their storyline, and so it needed something, especially because we were saying this feels like something they could try and push out till Mania. And now with this update about Rhea being legitimately hurt, it feels like it's inevitable that this is going to be pushed out till Mania. But it's like, I think it's, again, I'm not glorifying an injury, but it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, because I really do think it was a mistake for them to keep this storyline at the forefront for all these women. Like, you can still kind of, dabble in it and whatever, but I think if they were going to try to push it out till Mania, they needed to take a break. This is forcing them to take a break because Rhea literally cannot compete. So
Mm.
I think it's what this storyline needed, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. Um, I don't know. I think that the people that were a little bit bored, as I said, are more intrigued by what's going on. So
Yeah, with this, I would say I wouldn't say blessing in disguise. More so, it's funny how wrestling works. Wrestling works in very mysterious ways. We saw it with Punk and McIntyre and how injuries played in their story's favor, and we're seeing it here now.
mhm.
People didn't want Rhea and Liv at Mania because we were already expecting the one more match to be in the near future.
Mhm.
Where now, if that's because that's not going to happen, you're going to see them at like that next payoff inevitably will be Mania. And now people are getting back on the bandwagon like, yeah, this is a big feud, big match. It's happened for this long and the injuries and like so it comes in waves and I hate to say that or I hate to be on the side of an injury like this kicks the story back into high gear because it was on the down. But that's a beauty of professional wrestling.
It's what happened from the beginning, remember? Because Liv
Because
hurt Rhea at the beginning.
exactly, and she
So
threw into the wall.
yeah, so then she had to forfeit the title, which helped Liv eventually become the champion. So it's like this like, that's why I'm saying it's like a blessing in disguise, because you can't predict these things. You can write a fake injury into a storyline, but it's still fake. It doesn't actually take somebody away from a story.
Exactly. It's
Um,
yeah.
and so sometimes the timing can suck, but it can also be really good for everybody. And that is the thing, I think, with Rhea too. Like, this is just going to make her a bigger star again when she comes back. Like, she's going to be crazy over, just like when she came back and she was already an immediate baby face. This is just going to make her a bigger babyface when she comes back, and Liv a bigger heel, because then she's going to be able to, she could take this moment and do exactly how Drew McIntyre did it with Punk and brag about being the reason why she's sidelined and the reason why she's still not the champion. And now she can be like, I put her on the shelf and I did this, and like, she's never going to take my title. Like, this is how they can progress it and make it a compelling feud, just like they did with Drew and Punk. So it feels like, again, like a blessing in disguise, because I don't think that they could have written a better path for this to continue that people would actually be interested in.
I've been listening to CVV, and her interview was
Mm-hmm.
came out today. She's playing into that. Rhea Ripley means nothing to me. all this, and I've seen clips of her interview on Impulsive. Like, they're taking this outside the ring and they're going to build this as much as possible. I love it. And this is how you build a main event for WrestleMania.
Mhm.
And if Rhea wins the Rumble, cool. If
I
that's how
don't
you're
love
gonna
that.
do it,
I don't
I
love
don't
that.
love it, but like, sure.
I don't think they need to do it that way though. I think that she would have a bone to pick when she comes back, you know? Like
Like an
because
elimination chamber win type of
yes,
shit.
like and I mean, I still don't even think that she needs to win anything, but obviously if the Royal Rumble
For the
winner picks the SmackDown Women's Championship, then
Yeah,
that's how they've been doing it to determine who faces the other
obviously.
champion. But I think that that is a better way to do it than just letting her win the Rumble because I hate when they do that. You know, I didn't love it when Cody
It's
won it,
just late.
but
It's
yeah,
lazy.
because I think
I'm with you.
I think this story could be good enough that if she comes back, Adam Pearce could be like, "Yeah, what Liv did was messed up, and you never got to have your rematch, so I'm giving it to you." You know, like I think they could do that, but the easiest way to make it happen at Mania, of course, is for her to win the Elimination Chamber, and they could try and work that in their favor too. They could put Raquel in there, and then Liv can be like, "Oh, Raquel is going to stop her, but Rhea eliminates Raquel and then she ends up being able to win and face Liv at Mania." I feel like that's the best way. Like they can eliminate her from the Royal Rumble and then, you know, compete to get into the elimination chamber. Then she gets in the elimination chamber and they're like, "Oh, it's going to happen again. She's not going to win." And then she wins. And I don't know. I think there's such good potential because of this. Like it would be great if she could return at the Royal Rumble. That would be ideal.
See,
Um,
that's the ideal situation.
yeah. And then building it from there, getting eliminated from the Royal Rumble, working her way to get into the Elimination Chamber, winning the Elimination Chamber, and then getting her rematch against Liv at WrestleMania, and then probably winning at WrestleMania. But it feels fitting given what she would have gone through over the past year. And it also allows Liv to have like a solid reign, you know?
She needs a solid reign. Like,
I
she
think
does.
so
She
too.
need I I need to see her have a solid reign and defeat, I would say, at least 3 to 4 different people. Like, she deserves it. She's been in
I
somebody's
think
10
that
years.
too, but apparently that's not a popular thing because people just don't view her as a champion. But
They don't
I
get it.
don't. I
It's
well, the
like
thing
Alexa
is,
Bliss is champion. You loved Alexa Bliss as
well, that's
champion.
what
We
I'm
all loved
saying.
Alexa Bliss as champion.
Yeah, and that's why I'm confused because I think that it feels like when they say that about Liv, they're talking about her size. And that doesn't make any sense to me because if it was like, oh, the only woman who can be championed is someone that looks like Rhea Ripley, then it would be Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez,
Nia
and
Jax.
like that's it though. Like Becky Lynch is not a big woman.
No, Becky
So
is
like
not.
she's not much bigger than Liv. So it's like if you're gonna say you're saying that she
Charlotte.
can't be champion, because of her size, like that doesn't make any sense. And I think
Where
that
was
Liv has only gotten better from this feud. So